Mental toughness. When you get ready to get into the assisted living industry, you want to open up your own facility, nobody talks about that part. Everybody talks about, I always talk about the napkin moment. You scratch your numbers. I'm going to have so many residents, they're going to pay this much. Expenses are going to be this. And that's it, right? That's all there is to it. But nobody talks about the mental mindset that you got to be ready for. And when I'm saying mental mindset, I'm not talking about, I know when I start out, it's going to be hard. We're going to have to grind it out. We're not going to have a big profit margin and it's going to be tough, but we're ready to do it. We're ready to give it our all. No, that's not what I'm talking about. See, with this job, with this business, there comes let me see how I can explain it. Mental stress that you really don't see in other businesses. And what I mean by that is you're constantly getting beat up mentally, or most of the time. It's not a business that you're going to get a lot of compliments all of the time. You're going to get complaints more than often when you're doing the best job that you possibly can. When people get into this, they think, oh, I'm going to be serving cute, they picture a resident, cute grandpa, cute grandma, and everything's going to be great. Their families are going to come and visit, and they're going to be thanking us for taking such good care of grandma or grandpa. And, you're going to be doing your good deed for the community, and, you're doing God's work and all of this good stuff. And then it hits you that it's not the way it really goes. Resident complains, you think you cooked them the best darn meal ever, and they complain that this food is no good, or they complain about this, and they complain about that, and woo! And then guess what? The family comes in, and whatever they can find. Sometimes the families, they're not happy about their loved ones being in a facility. They feel guilty. So when they come, they want everything to be perfect. And, the resident might have fell. They have a scratch on their arm, and oh my God, you guys not watch the residents up in here. What are you guys doing? And this and that. And if that wasn't enough, then you got the agencies that come in, and guess what? They're coming in. You're the bad person, right? You're under an investigation. We're coming to check you out. And we're going to find stuff that you suck at, that you screwed up. And we find something, shame on you. So you got to have a tough mindset mentally, or you're just going to get beat up and you're going to burn out. And it happens. It happened to me, in the beginning, quite a few times. If you got a people pleaser type mentality, you always want to make sure everybody's happy and everybody's satisfied, and you always want to be perfect. You're a good person, for crying out loud, right? Like every time if somebody criticizes you, if they're complaining about something, let it be a family member or an inspector from ACA or the Department of Children and Families, you're a good person. And they come in and they tell you did this wrong. How can you break this rule? This is what goes on in your mind, right? So that's what I say. You got to be mentally tough, because you're going to get a lot more negative stuff going on than you get if you're thinking you're going to get affirmations, or reassurance all the time that, oh, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much for taking care of Mrs. Jones, and Miss Jones looks great, and everything is woo-hoo-hoo. Wake up call. It's not the way it's going to go. And you got to be mentally prepared for that. Nobody talks about that. If you think you're going to please everybody, especially in this business, you're in for a rude awakening. And if you take everything personal, that's the key. If you start taking everything personal, and it's going to eat at you. And especially with the agencies, if you want to be, if you're a people pleaser, and you're going to have super anxiety. I call it anxiety. I have a book on it and all that good stuff. And the reason you have that anxiety is because you want to be perfect. You don't want to be judged. You don't want somebody telling you, hey, you did something wrong. You suck. Pretty much in your head is what you're saying in your head. You know what I mean? So nobody mentions about that. So I want to put that out there, that if you're going to get into this, you better be ready for it, because it's going to happen. And if you have a mentality of the people pleaser type, want to be perfect mentality, and you don't like to be criticized, I guess what it comes down to. You don't like to be criticized. You don't want to be wrong, because you're giving it your all and you're giving it everything you got. It's going to beat you up. It's going to beat you up. It might not beat you up right away, but with time, it's like a snowball. It keeps snowballing to the point where it gets like, I can't take this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Don't let it get to that point, all right? So I just want to make this quick video to talk about the mental toughness that it does take to get into this industry. And if you don't have it, it's going to eat you up and spit you out. And not to mention, when you get that lawsuit one of these days, because hey, the attorney, it's so easy to sue assisted livings. It's all over the TV, and once they file a lawsuit and the insurance company settles, which is like admitting that you're guilty, which darn well you didn't do anything wrong. Does that beat you up mentally? It's like, what the heck? It angers you. It makes you feel like crap. So all of these things, negativity, be ready for them. You're not a bad person. You are a great person. You're doing great things for the residents. You're trying your best. You're following the rules as best as you can. But it's an industry that you're going to get caught for things that, you're not doing exactly by the book or whatever. You're going to get those complainers that they just love to complain all the time. Don't take it to heart, and keep a smile on your face. Really important, take time for yourself to disconnect. I know it's really hard at the beginning, but you got to find that disconnect. Take a little trip, go to the beach, do whatever you can once in a while, but you shut it down. You have to shut it down at least once or twice a week. And I mean, really shut it down. Like, don't be sitting here at the beach somewhere and you're thinking about the facility the whole time, because it will make you ill. It will make you depressed, and you will develop anxiety, and it's not somewhere you want to go. Have a good one.